Hey everybody, Brian from quantlabs.net. Just wanted to let people know what's been going on with the development with Matlab Coder, the C++ application, and so on and so forth. Just wanted to let people know is that I posted a video on the initial view of what the application will look like and where we're basing it off of. It's quite simply the TWS API client that's provided from Interactive Brokers, quite excellent. I've gotten a lot of progress made with that, with that application, thanks to the great people at Interactive Brokers thus far. Next up is trying to implement that whatever strategy. I'm trying to do a very simple pairs trading strategy from Matlab and trying to implement it into that little application. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm realizing there's quite a big challenge now. Is that I've already posted this on the quantlabs.net blog. There's a lot of important and critical functions that are not included in the support of Matlab. Good examples are forecasting ones that you would expect for the price that MathWorks is charging of $6,000, which you would expect to see functions like ARIMA, some basic hypothesis testing, or ADF, Dickey-Fuller, or Engel-Granger. None of that is supported in the coder. I'm not saying coder is not important, it's not critical, but what happens now is that because those functions are no longer are not supported, that leaves me to even a bigger challenge of how to get those functions coded up in C++. Now, there's a few sites that I've seen that do it in Python. Obviously, you can do it through a connection into R. We've gone down that path. That's not going to work. You can also do the same thing with Python. I'm not really wanting to explore that. I want everything to be native to C++. There was another option is that there is some C# libraries that can do it, but then again you're creating a DLL and blah 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 blah, and it just gets really complicated, just another layer of complexity. So fortunately there are some open source type of libraries you can kind of play with. One example is well, actually let me first mention there are commercial packages that do these sort of things, but they're very expensive. You're going easily into the thousands of dollars. This is really meant for institutional players, banks, hedge funds that can really afford these type of rates. So there is somewhat open source, but you got to be very careful because you don't want to break the license. So obviously, what I put into my code, I will not be able to redistribute it at all. End of story. I don't want to break license. I need to respect that. But what you can do is be able to implement those strategies or those algorithms into this new HFT application. But that's where my membership comes in, because now I can educate people on how to do it, give them the videos, give them the sources, and they can go ahead and do that themselves. No licenses are being broken. Now, I've already put in about 2 days of research in getting just to this point. I can assure you, if you're trying to go at the freebie route, it doesn't exist. The only way you can do it, as I said, is to use the commercial library packages out there, and they're thousands of dollars. So, what am I saying? Is that this membership is now becoming more and more critical for people that are really wanting to build an HFT platform, high-frequency trading platform, on their own, roll their own, a homegrown solution, and being able to use a lot of the quant methodologies, especially in the forecasting, which is really important. R has it, Matlab has it, but how do you implement them into your actual platform, especially if you're going to be using things like CUDA, you're going to be using GPU, or whatever you're going to plan to use. Because as I said, I've done it, I've made the attempt with R. The idea has been thrown out. Just R can't do it. I've done videos, I've done postings on that before. So the only real alternative is to use go down the path that I'm looking at, is to be able to natively create a small API that this application, this HFT application, can call in C++, no hidden, no black box stuff, and then be able to use that in natively, locally in the same app, because eventually you're going to need to port this algorithm into the GPU, which is obviously using CUDA, and I'm planning to do that. So again, I'm building value. Now this technology, these ideas, this research is worth, I would easily minimum thousands of dollars. Right now the membership's very affordable. Come the first week of January 2013, the value is going up. I'm getting a lot of people joining now because of where it's at. Those people will never see a price increase ever, as long as they stay within the membership. We're doing more webinars to educate people on how to do this, because I've gone on about this a million times. If you're a retail trader, if you are dependent on your broker, if you're trying to do this manually, you're probably struggling with not getting your orders properly filled. Your broker doesn't care about it. They don't care if you lose money. All they care about is the commissions that they take off of your platform, or if you do it in a discretionary manner, you're going to get killed, you're going to lose money, and you're losing. And unfortunately, the regulators have not stepped in to do anything about it, and I don't think they will. Even if they do, it still means that if you're trading on a discretionary level, you're still going to get wiped out, and your trades are going to be harder and harder to fill and harder to actually profit from. So eventually, the automated trading is really the only way to go. And even if you're using things like MetaTrader, TradeStation, all that, you are essentially throwing money out the door, because guess what? Those companies and those brokers behind those platforms are again not caring about you and your profits. They don't care. All they care about is the commissions that they make. They're going to make a commission off you regardless if your trade is profitable or money losing. Doesn't matter. So you're essentially left to, over the next few years, only left with one option to use and develop your own trading platform that you understand. You have your own strategies, and then that gives you one leg up against your competition. So it's now at a critical point where eventually all the little guy traders are going to get squeezed out of the market. They're already complaining and whining about it on YouTube, and there's like trying to start this big movement. Guess what? These people are needing to step either back into their caves where they came from, or the new technology in trading is going to take hold and eventually make this type of trading like a dinosaur. And a lot of people might not agree with it, but guess what? A lot of the younger kids coming out of school with PhDs, masters, they're getting highly educated in math. They're getting highly educated in software development or computer science. Very advanced stuff. I've been doing this stuff on the software development side for 20 years. A lot of it, it's just beyond my head. But I'm putting a lot of research into understanding it, and I'm putting what I know into the membership. Now, you might be asking yourself, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. But I've put up a lot of valuable information for free over the last pretty close, yeah, actually, let's just say 2 years. I'm ending that pretty well. And the reason I'm doing that is just to the food that Daddy needs to get paid. Because I've been doing this on pretty well on a minimum wage level, and I've got the technology down pat. I've got the know-how now to get it done. It's just a matter of implementing, and not only that, but also implementing the right strategies that are profitable, that you control, that you own, and that only you execute through your broker. And the only broker I would recommend, at least from my end, is in Canada, is Interactive Brokers. I don't work for them. I don't really care about Interactive Brokers, but their commission's cheap, and their documentations, I have not seen anything better than them. I'm just so productive of how things get done. Just watch the videos on TWS and see what I mean. That's on the YouTube channel. So I'm very, very excited on where things are going, but I do worry about the retail investor. I'm not sure if they've got the best future in a year or 2 years from now. A lot of the big brokers, retail brokers, are kind of losing out. And the customers of those brokers are just getting clobbered. So that's where it's at. I'm not going to go on about this anymore, but I do plan to increase my membership rates come the first week of 2013 in January. Initially 25%, but in fairly short order, it will be at least a 50% increase. As I keep saying, I do have a survey right now. 25% of my people that have taken that cert, over 25% are willing to pay over $100 a month. And right now we're not even at half that. So that's probably where it's going to go, and it may even go higher, just due to the fact of the information that I'm providing for people wanting to learn high-frequency trading, wanting to play catch-up where a lot of the institutional players are at, and being able to stay in the market and being able to put out orders very quickly and intelligently. But where I'm evolving is I'm only wanting to focus on one thing. This, let me just see this, with strategies that actually work. Once I get to that level and I have the complete end-to-end solution put in place, meaning developing the strategy, that trading model, that trading algorithm, and it's proven, being able to implement it into a C++ HFT environment, not only that, but it's also CUDA ready. So now you're able to compete against the next generation of HFT platforms out there that are already on FPGA, which are the next generation. Well, it's already current where FPGA is also ours kind of being looked at, but as I said, I've gone down that path. So these methodologies will be ready to be able to easily be scaled up over the next year, probably even 5 years, and being able to play catch up and being able to stay ahead of the pack. Because the nice thing about CUDA and that technology, if you do plan to go down that road, which that's where I'm going, and the development's a lot easier than going the FPGA route instead of learning new languages like, well, I'm not even going to get into it, but let's just put it this way. The CUDA boards, the only thing that's holding me back, if I do go down, which I will go down this path, they're very expensive boards, but being able to use them on the server side is much easier than recoding and rebuilding this technology that I'm currently using and implementing. So the transition into, we'll call it a supercomputer, being able to trade very quickly and run multiple strategies at once, that this system that's currently being developed is going to be able to do that. I'm doing that on purpose to be able to say, yes, my system is HFT ready. Yes, my system is going to be able to be CUDA ready and easily implement it. So that's one aspect of the membership that you're getting. Not only that, but you're also getting how to code strategies, do all that within Matlab. And Matlab is really the only proper tool that you can do this stuff. As I said, I like ours is a great tool, great language. The problem with it is that you just can't easily implement it, that code, into an HFT ready system that can trade on tick level. You can do it on a 1-minute chart, no problem. I'm interested in doing it on a tick level. I've talked to numerous people that are actually doing this today, and I'll just leave it at this, is that a lot of them are doing quite well, very well. Let's just leave it at that. And they're in Singapore, Hong Kong, China, throughout the States and Europe, and these are all institutional players or former institutional players doing these sort of things. And not only that, with the strategies that I'm working on, the strategies I'm looking at are some are custom from research papers that I feel are quite compelling. So I've got very quick ways of being able to bang out those algorithms within the world of Matlab and then being able to implement them into a C++ environment. And unfortunately, you can't do that sort of thing with those tools, and those toolboxes or our packages do not exist. They don't do it. And one of the methodologies is using an iPad. You can do this stuff visually, but I've already tested it. It works great. Don't ask me what it's about, because, as I said, we're now going proprietary as of today in December 2012. No different than other hedge fund managers, banking, but in the membership, I'm all telling my members, and everything's all personal, and they can reach me through that, through the community. And as I said, it's rapidly building. So be part of that. You know what to do. Do it while it's affordable, and da 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 da. Other than that, have a good day.